you know, don't stress out to start with, right? Because you want to be relaxing. Hi, I'm miltonchang of Bonsaiheirloom. So the first question is that I want to begin bonsai as a therapeutic hobby. Can you tell me what I need to start? I need to get the equipment and soil and trees and so forth. So, you know, don't stress out to start with, right? Because you want to be relaxing. Keeping bonsai is really like meditation, because when you water it, you're nurturing the tree. And you see the reaction not immediately, but over time you can see how the tree grows, especially in the springtime, very quickly. And that gives you a feeling of nurturing and reciprocation, which is really good for our mental state. Please enjoy. Just get any tree. Bonsai just means it's a potted tree, and punjing in Chinese just means it's a miniature tree, a scenery of a tree. So with that in mind, that anything goes, just get started. And the main thing is get started, and you will improve over time. And then you can go on and get the bonsai pots and the clipper. Almost any clipper you have will work, but you know, Amazon and someday Bonsaiheirloom will offer, all you need is a couple of tools, that's all you need. Do you believe some trees cannot be made into a bonsai? Well, when you think about bonsai, you want longevity. You don't want trees that are short-lived. You want perennials, at least trees, that will live year after year so that they can improve with the looks. And the second big problem is that some trees have very, very big leaves and almost will never reduce. So when the leaves are big, you almost have to do a very large-scale bonsai to kind of make it compatible in size. And lastly, I think you want the trunks that are more woody, because then the trunk will get age look rather than more of a grass-like a plant. Although you can make a bonsai out of a bamboo and things as well. So anything goes, again, to your own liking. It's your bonsai, whatever you like works. I'd like you to talk a little bit about fertilizer on different kinds of trees. Again, there's no need to stress out about fertilizer. Trees tend to very forgiving. You know, almost the basic nitrogen, phosphorus, and so forth would basically, that's all that's needed. And in fact, this time I picked the slow-release lawn fertilizer, the brand Best, 15-15-15. So that I feel like I get a balance for bonsai. So it's very forgiving, anything that works. Now for novice, I recommend liquid fertilizer. And I now water my bonsai once a week with fish and kelp, fish emulsion and kelp, and follow the instruction. And the trees really love it because it's got the micronutrients as well. Again, think of watering, soil mix, and fertilizer as part of the system. You have to be self-consistent, that everything you do has to be self-consistent. And I'll talk more about watering with the soil mix and a little bit about fertilizer in the next video. Have anybody tried to graft a maple with different varieties of leaves, color? I think that would be interesting. Well, yes, could be interesting, but you know, I like to think bonsai should simulate nature. Do you ever see a tree in nature has multiple cultivar on one trunk? I don't think so, so I'm not sure. Well, but if you want to do it for novelty, that's great. You know, some people, some individual just likes to be different, and so you want to create a tree that's different, well, so be it. Where do you source all your beautiful bonsai pots? Well, you know, my bonsai pots are not really beautiful. They are very classic, standard design, but they are well-made quality bonsai pots that's been made in that manner for hundreds of years. And the best bonsai pots are from either Japan, which can be pricey because of high labor cost, and the famous pottery place is Yixing, which is not far from Shanghai. And that place has very good clay. And they are famous for their pots, figurines, and fancy teapots. The teapots can run into hundreds of thousands of, or hundreds of dollars, even though they're just made out of simple clay. And the difference in price is really the finish and the fineness of the craftsmanship. So bonsai pots, you look for the real fine finishing. And it can be expensive, but most of them are not, and they are good quality. And I think one of the tests I showed was hit it, hold it up lightly and hit it to see if it rings like a bell. That means it's very solid, like porcelain. This is about your soil mix with the 1:1:1. Would this mix be enough for a starter? And I bought a Australian dwarf weeping willow, and without, I guess she meant to ask if it's suitable for that soil. Yes, that soil is very universally applicable, including for willow. And you can start with 1:1:1 ratio, which is sandy loam, sand or topsoil for that matter, and perlite, and coconut coir or peat moss, and you mix them one part to one part, and then you can change the ratio. For example, pine tree like to have more drainage, so you may want to add a little extra handful of perlite. Again, trees are very forgiving, but you have to relate the mix to your tree and to the way you water it and fertilize it. So some soil, I'll point out in the next video, are more water absorbent, and some are more fertilizer absorbent, and some are more good drainage. So again, use the judgment by adjusting the soil mix along with for the tree and also for your watering habits. Could you explain, I could find the moss powder you referred to, and does grow moss like any conventional moss? Well, like I said, you just gather up the moss from the side of the street or on a piece of rock when you go hiking, and you dry it in the sun or in the shade, and then when it's kind of hardened, you shred it in a blender, and then spread it over a little bit over the soil level. I don't think it's a good time to do it during the summer months. They like to be cool and damp. And I also think more topsoil on top is much better than coarse material on top. They tend to like better when it's more of a fine texture soil. So keep it in the shade if you like, but again, during the raining weather, they really grow very quickly. But I think starting the fall may be good. Summer may work, but it may just stay dormant until it rains. Okay, very informative video. By the way, I thank you very much for your commentaries. I actually get more compliments than questions now, so thank you very much. And please ask me more questions. Every question is good because somebody else may be interested. I have a beautiful nursery Kasura maple material. I presume it's not Catsura, but it's Katsura. When should I prune? If I could do, if I want to root cutting? Well, first of all, maples don't do root cuttings. You propagate them by cutting the branches, either softwood or semi-hardened wood or the hardwood, anytime almost during the warmer season, and then the hardwood during the cool season. But Kasura, the leaves are reasonable size. It's not small, and it can turn bright, beautiful yellow in the wintertime. So you will enjoy. You can cut it anytime. But again, for deciduous trees, I recommend you cut them maybe twice or three times a year to balance between rate of growth and the rate of ramification. That's a midway, because in 3 months' time, in the spring, for example, the tree would have grown long enough and hardened for you to nurture the trunk. And then you cut it off and it would branch out to give you more ramification. So 2 or 3 times a year and you have ramification pretty quickly. You know, you double a penny every day for months, you have $1 million. So doubling is very quick to multiply the effect. So with that in mind then, I thank you very much for watching. I hope you like my video. Find it informative, click like. That's my reward and that's my brownie points. And please subscribe to our channel and we will notify you of new video. That's so interesting. Like, please stay tuned for the next one, which is about soil and watering habits. And please write us. We like to communicate with you so that also we can let you know when we have bonsai material for sale. The quantities are very limited. Those who respond to us will get notified and first priority. And please sign up our email list to get on our email list so that we will be sending out more emails as we get closer. Okay, so thank you very much.